Here in the real world, there's a lot of variables.
There is. And
how much time did you spend fiddle farting with it, putting it together? Hello everyone, it's Garrett Williams, G&M Outdoor Services. Today I'm at Nickens Lawn Landscape. This is Alex. You guys probably see him on YouTube. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on, guys?
Where are we at?
We're in Freeburg, Illinois.
Yeah, what he said. That's where we're at.
By St. Louis.
Sweet. So you were at your shop here. I've followed you, known you kind of just through the internet for a while, and it looks like you've grown. Built a decent fleet over the years. We're Team Chevy over here.
Oh yeah, Team Chevy, Team Bobcat.
Team Bobcat, yep. And it's for small equipment. It's great. I kind of watched you over the years. So I've seen you build like a decent company over the years. How have you done that? I know you talked about before, but you do mostly cash, a little financing. Yeah. So I'm wondering kind of how you do that without financing.
It's always been just kind of a philosophy of mine or a goal of mine to run our business cash only. Slow going to do that. You got to have patience and you got to have motivation and saving money to get to that next piece of equipment, but just always been kind of a goal of mine to run my business cash. It's been slow and sometimes it doesn't seem like the smartest move, but it's something we've done for the most part. I have taken out a couple loans, but paid those off really quickly, and just something that I drive to do.
Is there any particular reason as to why you want to go cash versus financing and then paying off in a couple years, a year or two or three?
Yeah, and I don't think that financing is wrong. Like I said, I have financed a little bit here and there, but it's just really a personal goal of mine. I just never wanted to be in debt, never wanted to be someone that was wondering where I was going to come up with the money to pay my bills. So to me, it's always just been a drive to keep my monthly bills as low as possible.
You happen to be friends with Dave Ramsey?
Yeah. Yeah. Something that I've always wanted to do, and like I said, the main goal is just to keep my monthly bills down, but to grow a business, it takes a lot of equipment, so
it does.
You gotta
it's expensive.
Fork up the cash.
Right. People don't realize that little mini excavator you bought was just 100,000.
Yeah.
Quick look outside to kind of show these guys kind of some of the equipment that you have accumulated over the years with paying cash or financing. It's like you said, you bought a skid loader and that excavator brand new, and you financed a little bit. Like how soon then did you pay that off?
When I purchased my first skid loader, I paid half cash and I financed half, and I paid that off basically right away. It was a $25,000 loan.
That's awesome. That's what we try to do. So we buy obviously a decent amount of new equipment, and we try to buy it, finance it, and then pay it off, and work it a lot, keep it really busy, and then pay it off in 2.5 years.
Yep, pay it off, and that's kind of was my plan with those. I didn't want to take out a loan at all, so I was my original plan was to wait that 6 months until I had the 100 grand. But I knew in my head if I bought it now that I could work it for that 6 months, then I could make that money faster.
Right.
So it was just a decision that I made. It's something originally I wasn't going to do, but whenever I put it all on paper and really thought about it, it just made sense for me.
So what do we got here?
So here's one of our trucks. This is a 2008 Chevy 4500. It actually used to be an 18-passenger city bus. People would pay their tokens and get a ride on this bad boy, but we bought it super cheap and converted it into what you see here: dump truck, nice toolbox, salt truck. It's got a 10-foot or a 9-foot plow on it. We got the wings, so it's 11 foot, but yeah, it's a nice truck, and we've got a fraction of what it's worth in it. I got about 15 grand in it, and it's worth a lot more than that. So
how much time did you spend fiddle farting with it, putting it together?
About 2 weeks for the most part. Yeah, and that was kind of working it slow and not really knowing what we were doing. It was our first time doing it. So harness for the plow headlights, so we're getting that wired up today.
Nice.
Trying to get everything ready to go for the snow that's not in the forecast.
Right, that's the name of the snow game.
Yeah, trying to get ready for that.
How do these wings scrape? Do they seem to follow pretty good?
They're all right. I mean, like I said,
aren't those for the BP
here
plow?
in St. Louis, we don't get a ton of snow.
Yeah.
These ones, I don't know if they're from the V plow. I honestly got them from a guy. They weren't on the plow. I bought them off Craig or Facebook Marketplace.
Just some custom fabbing, or did you buy something?
No, that's all the Boss brackets.
Oh, nice. So you just bolted it all up and it was good to go?
Yeah, the holes are already there for everything. I bought the wings. I didn't have the brackets. I had to get those.
Oh, nice.
Bought those.
Sweet.
Yep, got another plow here. That's for the next truck that we're building that's sitting outside that looks like this one looked. And
nice.
Another salt spreader.
What do you got? Some council for one of your trucks there?
Hardscape. Yeah, that's going to get retrofitted into that bad boy.
Nice.
And a hardscape trailer here.
Nice. So what do you got mostly in there? Mind taking a peek in there?
Yeah, we can take a peek.
Jam-packed is like the story of every hardscape trailer.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, this is way a lot more organized than ours. It's like you got a little bit of everything in here, everything you need.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever roll up to a job and need anything that you don't have in here?
Oh yeah, all the time. Every job.
Every job with something little.
Yeah. The ultimate tool that you need to finish the job is not there.
Yeah, the logo and everything looks great. It's catchy. Did you hear?
Oh yeah, that was last week, trying to turn around the yard here being too quick.
That's real life though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's not what you see on Instagram, but it's real life.
That's what happens.
What do you guys set up here? I was messing with that earlier. It looks like it's super quick.
This is our jack system. We adopted this at the beginning of last year. We don't crank trailers anymore. This is what we got. Hold your tire on, your lug nut.
Same
so
nut.
we got that socket if we ever have an issue with the tire.
That's genius. So you have that in every trailer, and then.
So we got an impact in every truck with this socket ready to go.
What are you doing with this one?
That's a personal investment. Not really sure what's going to go on with that one yet, but I couldn't pass up the deal. So.
Get creative and
I'm addicted to those trucks, I think. But just fun to tinker with when I have time.
For sure, for sure. I just head outside and see what we got going on out there. So I see he's got a 595 here. And when did you get this?
2019.
And how many hours have you put on it since?
Just under 1,100.
Nice. Has it been a pretty solid unit since?
Yeah, knock on wood, we haven't had any issues. We absolutely love it.
So overall, just solid units.
Oh yeah, and it's been a really good machine.
What's this little unit here?
This is the E42 with the Engcon, the EC204, I think it is. It's a really good machine. I love this machine. It's got the long arm. They told me not to get the long arm, but I did, and I'm glad I did. So if anybody's watching this, go ahead and get the long arm. You'll be all right.
You can reach out a little farther, and as long as you're on front of the blade, then it's not too tippy.
Yeah. As long as once you learn it, really, then you're okay. You just kind of learn your limits with it. But it's always nice being able to reach out there a little bit.
It's all set up brand new.
Yeah.
Well, like what did this cost, and how'd you pay for it?
This was brand new, and it was just over 100 grand. Paid about 40 grand cash.
And so that you just had saved up from working throughout the year?
Yeah.
Is there like a certain percent of it when you go do a job, say your $10,000 job, is there a certain percent you try to put aside to save, or do you just like pay everything off and save whatever you can?
Basically just pay everything off and save what I can. I try to do a little bit of percentages here and there, but
it's tough.
Yeah.
Because every job varies.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
out here in the real world, there's a lot of variables.
There is, and learning as you go. You know, as we're doing, we're young here, so trying to figure it out as we go. But as we grow, we'll do more percentages. But for now, just kind of take what you got.
Right, for sure. And how have you liked this setup? What do you think of it so far? Is it worth the investment with the Engcon?
I love it. Yeah, I'll never buy another excavator without a tilt rotator again. Not saying that everyone will be an Engcon. I'm sure I'll try something else eventually, but yeah, it's definitely worth the investment.
Big time. Now, what's this? This new 595?
I bought this 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's got 400 hours on it. I paid the exact same as I did for that when it was brand new because of equipment inflation. Literally, that was 52.9 and this was 52.
Wow.
And it's 3 years later and it's got 400 hours.
Yeah, that's the name of the game nowadays. Yeah. Nowadays, you pretty much gotta take what you can get because you're lucky if you can even get something.
Exactly.
It's not nothing's a guarantee nowadays.
Right. One of our main snow trucks, and it is our main salt truck. So if we just have one truck right now, salt would be this one.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it's pretty clean, well put together.
Yeah.
Looks good.
That's a good truck. It's got the stainless body on it, so good looking truck, but it's a solid truck overall. Never had any issues with it. So
nice. And they got the boneyard over here. Everyone's got a boneyard.
Yep. Boneyard, attachments, fuel, salt,
sweet,
all the good stuff.
Say someone showed up today and offered you the right amount to buy everything, and you were to start over. Would you think you'd rebuild the same way, or would you do it a little different?
I don't know. I guess now that I'm older, I may do it a little bit differently. But whenever I was young, I think what I did was the right move for me at the time. Yep. But if I were to do it again now, being older, I may do it a little bit differently. But neither way is right or wrong. I think there's pros and cons to every way. But I'm glad I did it the way I did it. I mean, built a lot of character along the way, and a lot of people told me I couldn't do it, which was part of my drive to do it.
I know, it's the best when someone says, you can't do that, or that's too risky, and then they just a month later to go do it, or 10 years later, and they're just like, oh, I guess I was wrong.
Whenever I set the goal to pay the excavator off, I said I was going to do it in a year. People said I couldn't do it, so I did it in 6 months.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're passing through your neighborhood, so I couldn't really pass up the opportunity to stop in and say hi, so I appreciate you taking time to show us around.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you stopping. I've followed you for a long time. Remember when I watched Garrett's first video, I went on Instagram instantly and messaged him. I'm like, dude, I love your videos. I'm like, we got a lot in common. We need to meet someday. So I'm glad you stopped by, and I'm glad I got to meet you guys.
So there's a million ways to run a business. Of course, it's America. You can do it however you see fit, however you want to do it, which is the beautiful thing about America. A million ways to build a business, and Alex has done it in a way that I know a lot of, especially older folks, would like, by having minimal debt and just kind of growing a lot slower and paying for it as you go, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's a great way to do it. It's a lot safer way. You're taking on a lot less risk in the long run. but you know, there's different strokes for different folks. Personally, I think it's great, especially if you aren't trying to get a ton of employees. If you were to, you know, try to grow to 40, 50 employees in a couple years, that's gonna be pretty tough to pay for all that in cash. You have to do a lot of renting. So there's a million ways to do it. So do it however you see fit, however you're comfortable doing it. I show you guys kind of how he's done it with very minimal debt. So basically just save your money and pay as you go, and grow slow and steady. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe I'll try to make a video soon on what I think about debt and kind of how we operate. So we bought a lot of equipment, we paid for some cash, we financed a decent amount. So I will maybe eventually I'll do a video for you guys for that. So if you're interested in seeing a video on something like that, comment below. If you made it this far, that means you're part of the 20%. Comment Team 20% down in the comments below if you made it this far. As always, thanks so much for watching, and remember, in order to get results no one else is getting, gotta do things no one else is doing. See you soon.